Mr. Bowtie's Texas High School Sports Machine is driven by Henry Finley and McCombs Ford West, a proud supporter of all area local sports. McCombs Ford West, simply the best.
Getting to the Elite Eight wasn't easy, but that there are certain things that are required for us to get there, and that they're learning what those things are, and then they can pass that on to our young players. But our young players, they get it. They're super talented, great young ladies, great families. Really excited for our staff in the University of Texas with what our future looks like.
Hey folks, Mr. Bowtie here. Keep banging home that red subscribe button on your screen so that way you can stay up to date on all the great local sports coverage that TV and radio refuse to cover. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
I think we had 7 players from this area in the NCAA tournament, and Kyra Lambert being on our team, making it to the Elite Eight. It was just a really great storybook ending to her career. So proud for her, proud of our team, glad that Texas could do its part and be in that, get to the Elite Eight. It was a special run by our team.
I know it was Stanford who won with Kiana Williams from here in San Antonio, but how did that tournament kind of help grow the basketball in this part of the state? Because we know a lot of people think girls basketball is just Dallas and Houston.
Well, San Antonio's always been a place that I've recruited throughout my career. And again, lots of great coaches in this area and great teams. So, to have, I think that's one of the reasons why San Antonio is picked for the Final Four, is because it is such a hotbed and such a great spot. And there's a lot of interest here for women's basketball. So in my mind, it was a great venue, great place, well supported as much as they'd let us support it. And I look forward for it to be back here in San Antonio.
This has to feel different, that women's basketball is a lot different now than when you started. A lot more coverage, a lot more talent, and it's no longer put on tape delay.
Without a doubt, 36 years of coaching, I've seen a lot of change. And where women's basketball is, the importance of the game to each university, to the country, what it is in the media, big change, and rightfully so. Really proud and humbled and honored to be a part of it. And, it's important. And that's what I love about being at the University of Texas. Women's basketball is really important.
You've been around Texas with Sam Houston, Texas A&M, now Texas. I mean, what have you learned about all this basketball and how all this talent's just continuing to grow and how the game is changing in the last 20 years?
Well, I think a big reason the game has changed is 2 things. One, I think it's the investment that our universities, our high schools are placing in it, and then the coaching is just really so good here in this state. And again, that's the development piece that I think gets maybe sometimes overlooked. These kids are getting developed, they're getting coached, mentored, and that's why by the time we get them in college, they're such good players.
Jody Conradt, Women in Coaching Forum, mentioned about how you were hired, but how you've done such a great job with trying to have all women as your coaching staff and trying to increase opportunities for women. When a legend like Conrad's saying that's kind of one of the greatest compliments a coach can get.
Well, I have so much love, respect, and admiration for Coach Conradt, and just think about what she's done for our game, the impact that she's had on our game throughout her career, and then the impact she's had on so many, young women. Like I said, I'm honored and humbled to be a part of a program that, let's face it, she's built, and we're just hoping we can continue in the great tradition that is the University of Texas and women's basketball, and get us back to that level where we need to be.
Also, we're talking about name, image, and likeness and how a lot of people think it's just going to benefit football, men's basketball, but we're already seeing the women's athletes in basketball and volleyball getting opportunities. How do you think that's going to change everything now that they're going to get a chance to make money off their image, as well as how it may change recruiting?
Well, I think that's the great thing about being in the #1 city in America, in Austin. There's so many opportunities for our student athletes, men and women alike, with name, image, and likeness. So it's a great thing. It's a great opportunity for them. And again, to be in Austin where there's so many things and so many opportunities for them to get involved in, I think it's going to be something that's outstanding for our young people. Really excited for our staff and the University of Texas with what our future looks like.
Vic, thank you so much for the time. Congrats on a great season last year, and look forward to seeing you all next season.
All right, praise the Lord and hook 'em horns.